just witnessed the last match versus Fnatic and PSG with top 6 on the line now. We've got top 2 DEM GIRLZ. If they can sweep here, they will end the discussion and secure that top 2 spot. Vitality, on the other hand, they just need to win 3-0 or 3-1 to keep their top 2 hopes alive.
Yeah, Gibbs likes to go on his rambles, talking about what all the situations are, and I think we like to hear it, but maybe just whittle it down to just a little concise point, just a little bit more concise.
Well, here we have it. Game number 1. DEM GIRLZ versus Vitality. And the question is, what Vitality are we going to see? This squad lost to Fnatic. And, complexity, or Fnatic rather, a team that you would not expect them to lose to. Vitality has had on and off performances all season, whereas DEM GIRLZ has been very good. And
Players to look out for. Favorite peek, as Gibbs says, he thinks that he needs to keep or he essentially step up for his team to make sure that he can perform with the other two. And iGNITE, one of the biggest strikers in this league for DEM GIRLZ. Look for him to make big moves.
Now Ferry, off challenging in the corner, Pashy. Off the sidewall, iGNITE downfield. Ferry above his own backboard, clearing it off to the side. And now cleared downfield. iGNITE has been an incredible striker for DEM GIRLZ. Can he keep doing it? iGNITE, there he goes, off to the corner, but blocked. Follow-up from Mets. Pashy on the back ball is going to be able to clear this off to the side. Now Remco ceiling pinch, ball arcing down. Metsanara centers over to iGNITE. iGNITE off the crossbar. Follow-up from Remco. That's off the crossbar as well.
Get him out early. Just get him out now. That's all your crossbar hits for the series, right, guys?
They know how much I love to say off the crossbar, so they keep slapping it right there. Metsanara center ball. Remco has some time. DEM GIRLZ has just been on the attack. Now center over to Remco. Remco right back to iGNITE. He's gonna take that. Metsanara's backs off. Pashy out into the middle. Fairy peek. Not there quick enough. Metsanara gets the hit and the demo on Pashy. Remco trying to bounce it over. Ferry out into the middle. Metsa is there. iGNITE off the back wall. He's going to go for the shot, but that one will squeeze wide. But still, DEM GIRLZ have kept this ball in Vitality's half for a majority of the first half of this game. Now Remco rocking that Dominus. Gonna go for the flick. Ball now in the Vitality corner. Metsa with the center. Scrub had to race to it. iGNITE with that challenge there is gonna just be able to get around it and put it in for DEM GIRLZ.
We're now really sticking together. All three of them from one corner to the other. You had that final
Pashy was just driving on the wall.
Yeah. But I mean, you can't not talk about how strong DEM GIRLZ offense has been this entire game. I mean, they're not just putting on any shots. These shots are so difficult for these defenders to reach. They're getting creative. They're playing offensive as far as even positioning. Someone's sitting on the backboard usually as well.
And right now, Vitality, they have just been suffocated on their own half. Team bump there. Pashy gets that ball out into the middle. Scary moment there for DEM GIRLZ. iGNITE centers it, going for the pass to himself. Meta and Remco both going for that ball. Now Fairy Peak taking that ball downfield, trying to. Pashy with a little tap into the corner. Scrub. Now Ferry still in the corner. DEM GIRLZ getting a clear out. Pashy mishits it. Chance for Scrub. He's going to put it up to Ferry. Ferry out into the middle off the backboard, but Remco reads it well, sends it flying all the way downfield. Now Scrub up to Pashy. Pashy down to Ferry. Ferry doesn't get a great first touch, but Scrub finds the ball anyway. Chance for Pashy. Pashy over to Ferry, and Ferry not able to get that shot on target. Looks like the defense got a piece of it. Now Metza racing to the ball. Remco with a demo. Metza going for a second touch. That one blocked aside by Ferry. Now Pesci downfield. iignite sending it right back.
Pesci needed to make that touch. All of Weedham girls were barreling down to their half, and he really needed to cut off that pass at its source.
And now we're in the final 30 seconds. We've seen Pesci hit some big last-second goals. This time it's going to be Fairy Peak, a solo goal for him.
Crippling their defense just enough. It was Scrubkill actually that got demolished. We're going to have Fairy Peak follow suit. It looks like Remco and iignite maybe felt a little bit of too much fresh air when that demolition happened. They figured there wouldn't be a lot of pressure, but Fairy Peak just followed suit with that. Nice and strong.
Not a lot of margin for error on a shot like that. He was falling and needed to get that shot powerful enough on net. Managed to do it. Huge goal from Fairy Peak. iignite with no boost. Remco touching it by. Final 10 seconds. iignite. Now Pesci. Metza, that ball floating towards the net. Scrubkill turns it aside. Remco back into the corner. Pesci's just going to try to hit it down, but it bounces up. Metza going for another touch here, and Scrub just lets it hit the ground. We've got overtime in game one.
Talking about Metzenaris' role on this team. It's kind of unbelievable how many times he opts to look for a pass and how much he can just move it horizontally across the field.
iignite. Trying to get a double touch. He did get it in the corner. Scrub sends this up to the wall. Hitting it over to Pesci. Pesci off the corner. Bouncing back. Scrub off the corner looking for Ferry, but iignite. He was up first. Ferry hits it right to Remco. Remco over to iignite, who pops it. Scrub kills it into the corner. Ferry. Now Ferry at half field going for a ceiling play. Goes for the shot. That one gonna bounce out to Pesci, and Pesci was denied by Remco.
Scrubkill buying his team time with that demolition as well.
Oh, and Remco almost able to catch the defense out. Fairy Peak gets it up to Scrubs. Now Ferry in the corner. Challenge from iignite. Ball bounces right to Pesci. Pesci passes it out into the middle, but no one was there. iignite misses his shot opportunity. Remco with the challenge. Nobody in net right now. But Pesci, he was the first to it. Metza too far back. Now Fairy Peak off the backboard, and Pesci will get the goal for Vitality, and they steal game one.
On retreat, iignite, I think, missed a side boost. Couldn't really tell, but it didn't have as much as he wanted to go for that challenge, so he was late to the first hit. Renault turning it from defense to offense when the moment was needed, and they're going to take the first game of the series.
And with that, Weedham girls' top two hopes at least will be put on hold. They needed a sweep to guarantee top two. Now Vitality ended that hope, but still Weedham girls need this win here. They're trying to beat out Flipside for this top two spot. Vitality, on the other hand, their top two hopes alive.
They also don't want to make bottom two. They actually are one of the few teams that has a chance, I think the only team that has a chance at both top two and bottom two. So they're actually just trying to stay alive as well. Of course, they want to aim as high as possible, right? What is it they say? Shoot for...
if you shoot for the star, or if you shoot for the moon,
then you'll...
Even if you miss, you'll end up in the stars, which I don't think is true because the moon is way closer than any star.
You won't hit a star for like 50 trillion years. It'll take a long time. Trust me.
Caster math. You did it.
I don't
Way
know.
to go.
Math. That's castroastronomy. Gastronomy.
But honestly, Weedham girls, they looked like the better team, at least at the start of the game.
Yeah.
The whole start of the game, Weedham girls was in the attacking half the majority of the time. Yep. Vitality, they didn't even score until the final 26 seconds where Fairy Peak had that crazy hit off the wall. He tapped it off the wall to himself and then jumped off the wall and was able to hit the ball when he was falling, which is a very difficult shot to hit.
I was really hoping you're going to make sound effects like that surfer guy. Pow!
No.
And then he jumps off the wall and then right into the back.
You know, you're way better at the sound effects than I am, honestly.
I'm trained.
Convinced.
I am fully trained. I took courses in sound effects.
You know, you didn't take courses
Quick,
in
name
line,
a sound.
So, a goal explosion. Very good.
Yeah, see?
That was
you guys couldn't even tell. For a second, you're like, wow, there must be a soundboard back there.
You know what? It felt like I was in the game. But for Vitality, what a way to steal that game. They turned this around, especially Fairy Peak. Gibbs was talking about the games where Vitality is winning.
Yeah.
It's because Fairy Peak is playing well. And in this game, Fairy Peak did play well. Scrubkilla, he was kind of just in the back, just making saves a lot of the time, a lot of the long clears. He was the guy to punch it off to the side. But Vitality, you know, it wasn't a convincing victory, but a victory in game one nonetheless.
And he mentions Fairy Peak needing to step up, and I think it's because Fairy Peak's one of those hot and cold players. He's a player that he's either going to be just really kicking it to his opponents, or he's going to kind of fall apart and really not perform the way he needs to. We essentially that's how heroes talk about it. It's like, wow, Fairy Peak really carries his team. We're like, Fairy Peak really just kind of lost it for his team there. You don't really hear the in-between. And the hot and cold players are the ones you have to really worry about, but the good thing is when they're hot, they're like crazy awesome.
Yeah, and we actually have a recap of that game number 1 in this series so far as we get game number 2 going. This one, again, it looked like all WeDem Girls. iGnite starting out the series with that solo goal, just dribbling it by, but then the response in the final seconds, that shot insane from Fairy. And that was what got them into overtime. And then obviously in overtime, more heroics from Fairy, chances for Vitality, and then in the end, Pashy, the guy who's always getting these last-second goals, gets the overtime winner.
And that touch from Fairy Peak, actually, when you look at like what's intentional, what's not, it's obviously really hard to know in the exact moment of it. But the fact that he went for the backboard as opposed to the net, he had 2 defenders coming across. If he'd gone for the net, though, that would have been clear to the corner, would have lost the opportunity. So instead, he played keep away. He's like, I'm just going to smack it on the backboard, so you're both going to miss this.
Yeah, no, sometimes that's the best place to put it, you know, close enough to where you make the defense have to make the play on it. And when the ball's bouncing off the backboard, so hard to get a good hit, like you're saying. So it paid off wonderfully. At least they didn't get the goal on that play, but still, Fairy Peak still having a hand in that victory, a big hand. So we'll see if they can keep that going. Game number 2, Vitality stole game number 1. Now kickoff. Fairy off the backboard, going for a double tap. That one barely missing. Now the counter. Metza, weak hit. Pashy's easily going to get that save. Now Remco passing to himself, but Pashy backflips that into the corner. iGnite with the challenge. Scrub on the wall gets that win, but Metza's there. Pashy. Scrub missed that hit, but ball perfectly hit right to Fairy. So let's see if WeDem Girls can keep this attack up like they started game number 1.
Boost levels on Vitality are okay. One's got Scrubkilla's got nothing, but his teammates have 40 plus.
And boost is so key. Without boost, you're not going to do much. Remco going for the dribble. Metza jumping up for that one, so that one might roll in.
That it?
It is. Remco gets a long-range, strange goal. Ground pinch.
Pashy was there to support Fairy Peak, and Scrubkilla was on the far side to grab boost in case anything went rogue to the left-hand side, but no one expects it to go straight back into their own net. Hard to know, should Scrub have been back, or should Fairy have maybe done a little bit more with this car to avoid the pinch?
You know, that's just one of those freak goals. But Remco, he was trying to get that ground pinch, and it paid off. Metza with a quick turn, but Fairy Peak shuts him down. Remco over to iGnite. iGnite off into the corner. Scrub centers it. Pashy pops it back up. Fairy's going to leave it. Good thing, because it comes right back to him. Now off to the side. iGnite into the middle. And that one almost a crazy own goal. That one deflecting off a player.
Looks like RENAULT is just running out of time right now, though. They're starting to double commit. They're starting to run out of boost.
And you know, WeDem Girls is not happy about dropping that game 1 in that fashion. Out for revenge. A pass over to Remco. Remco has to flip to it. Put that shot off to the left. Now iGnite going for a backward pass, but it's too far away for Metza. Still drops it towards net, but Scrub got an easy clear. Now Remco right back in. Double commit from Scrub and Pashy. iGnite centers it out to Metza, and Metza puts that shot high. Remco had to retreat for boost. That was a golden opportunity for Metzenaris to put a shot on target.
They've got the ideas, and they've been on offense long enough to just keep trying them. You have 8 shots to 1 right now. RENAULT barely playing offense in the first 2.5 minutes of this game.
Very similar to game 1. Now ball out in the middle. Remco centers it to iignite. iignite. That shot was going to be wide. Fairy Peak still hits it. Now Pashy getting challenged by Remco. Ball up the sidewall. Fairy off the ceiling.
He only has 7 boosts. He wanted it. He's frothing at the mouth. You know he wanted that ceiling shot.
But he didn't get it. Now a chance for Pashy. Net wide open. And Vitality tie it up.
What on earth happened here? Remco
Demo.
getting bumped. Mets getting demolished. And iignite landing from some other interaction.
That scrub demo, that was the moment. That was the moment that opened it up. That third player just being out of the play. No one back in net. Pashy just had to roll that one in. Now Metza. Pashy and Scrub both going for it. Scrub going for a second hit, but ball floating out dangerously into the middle. Fairy Peak got to it first. Remco now off to the side. Pashy. Good bounce for them. iignite going to read it, gets a little piece of it. Metzenaris taking over. Now Scrub sees Pashy in the middle, hits it far downfield. Pashy has to leave it. Now iignite into the corner. Fairy Peak doesn't want to let it bounce out. Scrub gets that follow-up hit, going for the dunk, but Remco wins it by. And now a double commit there for Metz and Remco. Good touch from Scrub. But Metza has time, goes for the dribble, forces it by Pashy. Fairy. And now a demo again on iignite. Scrub a little too far back. And now late to the play, Remco gets it by him. Pashy, the last hope, drops it down. Double commit from Fairy and Pashy. But still, Weedham Girls had to retreat for boost. Metza getting beat by Scrub. Scrub looking for these bumps. Physical play from Vitality right now.
It's really breaking apart Weedham Girls. You can see they're getting a little less methodical as they have to react quicker. They have to get out of the way of these bumps and these demolishes. They have to try and break rotation, take each other's positions after they've been removed from the play.
That physical play can be key to victories if used correctly. Scrub getting dunked on by iignite. And then the bump from iignite. Pashy with the miss. Scrub has to clean it up, hits it downfield. Now Metza off the sidewall. Fairy with the pass into the middle, but Pashy couldn't hit it high enough. And just like the first series of the day, we've got back-to-back overtimes. Pashy off the corner to Fairy, and Fairy sneaks it under the crossbar. Vitality take game 2.
Quick overtimes all day, 6 seconds. We had an 8-second one in game 1. Fairy Peak, apparently he's a fan of Gibbs. Or maybe I don't know how to pep talk, because Gibbs asked him to perform, and here he is. Fairy Peak has not let his team down.
To be fair, I don't think Fairy Peak is probably watching. He's just focusing on the game and the series. Him and Pashy, that was the duo on attack that got the job done last game in overtime. And now just 6 seconds in, Fairy Peak absolutely thumps that ball right underneath the crossbar. A perfectly placed shot, and that secures that win for them. And now sitting at 2-0, they might be able to sweep Weedham Girls.
And talking about physical play, you mentioned it. Scrub Killer looking for so many bumps and demolitions. James, when you're playing and you hear a demolition happen on your team, let's say you're doing threes and you hear boom and you see it's, your color blowed up their color. What's your first reaction? You're just like, I'm going on offense. Like, do you
So what's the question again?
Maybe if you listen to me.
I'm trying.
No, you weren't.
I have to do more things. And if you don't want me to join a team carpet,
if you don't,
I need to focus on this. Ask me again. Ask me again. I'm ready.
Let's say you're playing a game in threes.
Okay.
And your teammate, you're kind of doing your normal rotation, maybe you turn off ball cam and your teammate gets a demolition on somebody. What's your first immediate reaction?
Turn ball cam back on and look at things.
And maybe start going towards offense.
Net. Oh, if I'm on offense.
Them. Man,
okay, you know what? Let's forget that one.
Yeah, please.
Yeah,
You need some time.
All right, let me focus on pressing the right button here, too.
And spectate.
We got it. Here we go. What could be the last game of the series? Vitality. 1 game away from an upset, and the quick strike from Fairy picking up right where he left off. 6 seconds into overtime, he scores. 6 seconds into game 3, he scores.
Fairy Peak has no chill. And Pashy even went for the bump. The physical play right now is just completely ruining any plan DEM GIRLZ had. They opened up this series so strong. I was so impressed with the plays they were making, how long they were able to keep their drives going for. But all it takes is a couple of bumps, then it takes everyone's plans, throws them into a fire.
And then Scrub with a miss right there. Pashy getting back to the ball. And we've been talking so much about the rookies today. Scrub Killa, this was his rookie season, a super hyped rookie. But in this series, it's been the veterans that have really been carrying a lot of the weight. Fairy Peak and Pashy getting the job done. Ball up. Remco off to Ignite. Double commit there. Fairy trying to pass it to himself, but Metza gets the clear downfield. A dunk from Scrub. Chance for Remco. That's going to bounce off the backboard, and Fairy has to bail him out. Pashy didn't get that read. Shot going back towards net. Scrub, he has been just defending this net fervently.
Ignite and Fairy Peak having an argument in net. Looks like Fairy Peak won that argument.
The bump from Pashy on Metza. Ignite misses that ball. Vitality gonna wait for that Metza hit. Scrub has to turn around for it. And a good play from Scrub, but he has to leave that for Ignite. Fairy over to Pashy. Pashy missed that boost. That's gonna let Ignite pick it up. Now Metza off the sidewall, up to Remco. Remco off the ceiling and down. Scrub gets that ball out of danger. Good speed from him. Now Scrub going for the shot. That one forces two defenders up. Metza got it by Fairy, but Fairy still getting this touch downfield. Centered. Ignite hitting it down. Time for Fairy. Fairy just pops it straight up in the air. Pashy can't beat Metza to the ball. Scrub killing it into the corner. Scrub's defense on point. And a missed touch there, but Ignite's still able to recover. Doesn't have much boost. You can just tell from the way he's driving. Pashy getting challenged by Remco. Net's open for a split second, but Remco also didn't look like he had boost. DEM GIRLZ starting to tighten the screws on this defensive vitality.
By the 3v1, everyone's barreling down right now. Metza is trying to buy as much time as he can, and he does so successfully.
And if Vitality get this win here, they're going to be in the top 6. But still a sweep. That would be amazing for their top 2 dreams. Pashy getting challenged by Ignite. Ignite downfield. Fairy off to the side. Metza's there, gets it off the ceiling, going for the follow-up. Remco gets to the ball first. Metza going for that pass. Keeps it out of Pashy's hands. Fairy getting challenged by Ignite. That one might be bouncing in, but Scrub gets back in time. And now Metza off the backboard. Ignite with a tough read. Put that out into the center, but Remco wasn't there. Now Fairy going for that shot. That one was going to be high. Ignite still hits it to safety. Didn't want Fairy to get that double tap. Now Remco. Soft touch from him. Ball up in the corner. Scrub with the challenge. Ignite back to the side. Ignite missing here. Fairy's going to turn on it. Metza hits it hard. Remco up in the air. Remco gets it by Scrub. Now Pashy getting boost and the clear. Great play from him. Getting that defensive clear and the boost. Now the center. Remco puts that shot towards net. Fairy was back in time, thankfully, for Vitality. Now a chance for Ignite. Ignite finds the upper 90 in the final minute. 52 seconds, and he brings it to a tie game. Fairy Peak trying to keep it safe to the corner, but that bounce could not be any worse. Like, legitimately, I don't think that bounce could be worse. Yeah, that's just one of those where you just go, oh no, as soon as it hits.
Oh no, Ignite must have made a deal with the devil, because that bounce worked out for him.
Ignite down the Batmobile.
2 going up, that's dangerous. 2 going up again.
And this was the first game that Vitality scored first. Maybe that'll mess up the secret sauce. Fairy Trying to pop it by iGnight. iGnight with that challenge. Double commit, but Scrub gets it off to the side. Metza, pinch off the backboard. Scrub, a good touch, sends it far. Pashy off the backboard. Chance for Scrub. Scrub getting challenged by iGnight, but Ferry centers it to Pashy, and that one blocked by Metza.
No one's back. They need to try and put this on target, but they weren't able to get around it in time.
Final 10 seconds. Ferry with some space, 1v1 chance. Ferry over Remco, ball bouncing down. Pashy getting blocked by Metza, and we've got overtime again. 3 games in a row. Now, DEM girls with their back to the wall. Can Vitality close this out?
DEM girls would have to make it past the first 7 seconds, and they almost didn't with a huge defensive miss. iGnight, not the touch he wanted. Ferry trying to play with his food.
He's hungry for another goal. Ferry and Pashy key in each overtime goal. Chance popping out into the middle. Metza. Now Pashy ball out to the middle. Ferry trying to get to this in time. Can he dunk it down? Yes, he can! Ferry Peak closes out the series for Vitality.
3 overtime victories, 1-goal games every single time. Short overtimes for 2 of them. And Ferry Peak stepped up when his team absolutely needed him to. He did not let them down.